and the most sacred name for God. It is the most, or one of the most powerful spiritual exercises the Mahanta, the Livnek Master, Sri Clem, the spiritual leader of Eckankar, has given as a gift to all of us and to the whole world. And when we sing here, like they say, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. When we sing here by ourselves, connects us with the light and sound of God, which simply means the Holy Spirit or the voice of God. And when we're able to sing here, it is going to help us in all departments of our lives.
Thank you. Personally, why is Hugh the most beautiful prayer?
Hugh is a love song to God. And when you sing this love song to God, you feel uplifted, you feel rejuvenated. Whenever I feel down, I sing the Hugh. Whenever I feel happy, I sing the Hugh. Whenever I'm just strolling to the market, I sing the Hugh. This way, I feel the presence of the Mahanta every single day. And it makes me feel happy, confident. I know that the Master is always with me when I sing the Hugh. This is how I know the Hugh is the most beautiful prayer.
Nduka, how can one use the Hugh to transform his life?
Transforming is a changeover, not a makeover. A changeover transforms an individual totally. But a makeover is just for you to, it's like wearing a dress and dropping it. So what he does is to transform an individual from the inside out. The individual will become a better person than he was before. He will have more success in his endeavors, and he will also get spiritually uplifted, and he takes the next step towards God. That is when the individual is able to sing Hugh, the most holy name of God. And Hugh is the universal name for God. So anyone of any faith can sing it. It doesn't change your faith, but it will enhance your faith. When I first came across the word Hugh, I just tried it, and I had an experience, a dream that I had to show me that anytime I sing this word Hugh, I have the protection of God wherever I'm going. And that presence of God with me is always the presence of the Mahanta, the universal spiritual guide, which polarizes on the Mahanta, the living Earth Master, the spiritual leader of Eckankar.
Thank you. I'll still ask you another question. From the experience you just shared, how can you use this same Hugh to transform your life?
Now, it's a prayer that you sing. For instance, to sing the Hugh, all you need to do is to relax. You can close your eyes or open them. You can even lie down and just put your attention between the two eyebrows here. That's the spiritual eye. And you sing the two-letter word in a long drawn-out breath like this. Hugh. What it does is to raise the vibration of soul. You and I are soul, spiritual beings. And once your vibration is raised, you will be doing the right thing at the right time, because the still small voice of God that comes through the Mahanta consciousness will always come to tell you to do the right thing. And if you are a transformed person, you'll always know what is right to do at the right time.
If you are just joining us, this is How to Find God, a program brought to you by Eckankar, the path of spiritual freedom. And the topic for today's episode, once again, is transforming your life with Hugh, the most beautiful prayer. Nduka, the topic once again is transforming your life with Hugh, the most beautiful prayer. How is Hugh different from other forms of prayer?
Thank you very much, Hassan. Yes, singing hymn is surrendering ourselves, our thoughts, and all we need into the hands of God. We may not give God a shopping list because no matter what happens, the will of God must be done. What he does is to align our states of consciousness with the consciousness of the Mahanta, the universal spiritual guide, who is the representative of God in all the planes of God. Other forms of prayers like meditation. For instance, meditation is not active, but singing here is contemplative and active. After singing here, you can imagine a situation you would like to happen in your life. You're not just sitting down there waiting for manna to drop from heaven. After singing here, you go out. If you're looking for a job, you go out, write applications to where there are openings to get a job. Somebody who is meditating might sit in his room and wait for God to knock on the door and say, here is this job you've been looking for.
Wow.
One of the headmasters, Sri Paul Twitchell, told a story about two individuals. One in Germany wrote to him and said, since you're the Mahanta Relief Headmaster, I need a job. And he was waiting for the job. The job didn't come. While the other person in America who was working in Eastman Kodak asked the Mahanta that he needed a higher income, a pay rise. So what he did was to contemplate about it, and he was given an idea of what to do so that the company can, earn more money. And when he executed it, he was promoted and he had more money in his pocket to take care of his needs. That is the difference between singing, which is contemplative and active, and meditation and other forms of prayer that send God a short list, because you have to take the next step also to help yourself after singing the hymn, the most beautiful prayer.
Thank you. Yemi, I am sure you've used the hue to transform an aspect of your life. Would you want to share one of those experiences?
The hue is as marvelous as they say. There is nothing as good, as magnificent, as buoyant as the hue. An experience I will share is one I would say I didn't listen. But this is how the hue helped transform my life. I decided to help someone I had just met on the side of the road go to a place that I was sure I didn't know. I entered the car, and soon after another individual entered this car. From the moment I sat down on the seat, the nudge was strong and it said, sing the hymn and do not stop. So I sang the hymn. I sang the hymn as I gave this man's direction to a place I didn't know. I kept singing the hymn, And so afterwards, we got to a particular place that I had not been in my state. I didn't know where I was. But still, the nudge was there. Do not stop singing hymn. Continue. While the men asked me questions, offered me money, and all sorts of things to hang in there a bit while he finds where he's going, the nudge was there. Do not stop singing hymn. And I think after a while, this man realized that I was not purging. I was conscious of what was going on. I kept singing the hymn while this was going on. And after a while, I told him, I would like to come down now. I would like to go home. And he said, okay, don't you want to wait a bit? I can make more money and we'll go. And I said, no, I'd like to come down now. And the man looked at me and I looked at him back. I think he shifted in his seat a bit and said, okay, I should come down. I came down, not up to 2 minutes, he drove away. I was stuck in the middle of nowhere, but I was safe. I got into a keke that took me to where I was going. It is not until now, recently, that I realized what had happened. Those people jazz you and then you give them every single thing. You don't even know, you're not even conscious. But because I was singing the hymn, because I held on to the master, I was able to be conscious, know what is going on, and get through that day. This is how the hymn helps me. And this is how it has transformed my life. Thank you.
That's really impressive. Nduka, In the course of our discussion, you made mention of the hue as a changeover. What do you mean by that?
Yes. Hue transforms your life by a changeover. That is a change from the inside of you to the outside, which is more permanent than a makeover. A makeover is just for you to get into probably a studio and they will dress up your face and put on nice clothes. And when you remove all those things, you still remain yourself. But a changeover is something that transforms your life permanently and also in a spiritual sense. And sometimes it could also be in a material sense. For instance, I discovered that for me to continue to unfold spiritually, I didn't need to drink alcohol. So one day, I came back from a regional seminar, Eckankar regional seminar from Port Harcourt to my village, and I took a bottle of alcohol. And what started happening to me instantly was that I started sweating, even when the room was not hot. It was like my body was discharging the alcohol. And what I understood was that that was an impurity put into my spiritual bodies. And once I got that understanding, it transformed my life permanently. And since that day, I have never taken a drop of alcohol. And I realized that I didn't need it to take my next spiritual step to God. So that's one form. Not too long ago, I felt that I needed two streams of income, that the one I was doing wasn't getting me enough income. So I decided to take a higher degree so it will enable me to get into a university and teach and at the same time keep my practice. And what happened was that the Mahanta, the lead neckmaster, will come in the dream state and put me in a postgraduate class. And I'll start and I'll be doing the program and all of a sudden I will drop out and I won't complete it. I will wake up. Then he repeated it. I know that when a dream is being repeated, what God or the Mahanta, the universal spiritual guide, is telling me is that, look, this thing is good for you. So eventually, my friend decided to go and buy me a form. I filled it and I completed the postgraduate program and he helped me to get a second job. So I now have two streams of income. And that also transformed my life. So I've been able to do the things I wanted to do, what people call some sort of financial freedom. I'm not the richest man on earth, but I'm comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you. Transforming your life with hue, the most beautiful prayer. You guys kept mentioning the Mahanta. Mahanta time and again. Who is the Mahanta?
The Mahanta is, like my partner said, the universal spiritual leader. He is a guide. He is always with you. He is a teacher. The Mahanta is the living Eggmaster of our times. He is here to show souls that are ready the way back home to God.
The Mahanta is the consciousness of God that is in touch with every soul in form, you and I. But the benefit is more for those who are aware that God is with them all the time as the Mahanta, the living Eggmaster. The Mahanta consciousness is placed on every plane of existence. And we are grateful to God that the Mahanta is embodied in our lifetime and is polarized on Sri Haroclem. And his full title is the Mahanta, the living Eggmaster. As the universal spiritual guide, he is with us anywhere we are. The light and sound are the twin aspects of the Holy Spirit, and that is also the presence of the Mahanta in our lives.
In singing the hymn, what should I expect during and after it?
When you sing the hymn, one should expect either the light or the sound, or both. The light and sound are the twin aspects of the Holy Spirit, the egg. And when you sing the hymn, during the hymn song, you either see hear the sound, or you see the light, or both. Now, the light can come to you as a blue color, a white color, a yellow color, a golden bright color. All these are the same thing, they represent the same thing. Or it can come to you as a sound. It can be running water, it can be thunder, it can be the radio that is not even in your room playing. These are the sounds, and all of them represent the Mahanta. They represent the Holy Spirit, they represent the egg. And once you hear this, don't be afraid, be rest assured. The Master is with you. You have connected with the Holy Spirit. Thank you.
Nduka, both of you have spoken about the Mahanta as the spiritual leader of Eckankar. Is the Mahanta exclusive to members of Eckankar only? Who can benefit from the Mahanta?
Every soul in form benefits from the presence of the Mahanta, the living egg master. But those who are conscious of his presence benefit more. For instance, the Mahanta consciousness is a transformer that transforms the energy of God known as the Holy Spirit to every being, and for each being to take the amount of the Holy Spirit the individual requires. And what it does is, for instance, if you have learned how to sing the hymn, it's going to let you have more of the Holy Spirit, which is made up of the light and the sound. Two of them combine to give what is known as divine love. When we sing hymn, the light and sound of God will flow into us, settle in our hearts as divine love, which will create an outlet. For instance, you love your neighbor as yourself. You give a helping hand, a smile, and all of those things that you do. That shows the presence of the Mahanta, because the Mahanta is the presence of God, and God is love for everyone.
Singing hymn can help expand the awareness.
Singing hymn can help you experience divine love. Singing hymn can heal a broken heart.
Singing hymn offers solace during times of grief.
Singing hymn can help bring peace and calm.
If you are just joining us, this is How to Find God, a program brought to you by Eckankar, the path of spiritual freedom. And the topic for today's episode is transforming your life with Hugh, the most beautiful prayer. Nduka, how is the Hugh song?
You don't need anything other than yourself the way you are to sing Hugh, the most beautiful prayer. All you need to do is to sit relaxed, or you can lie down, or you can even be driving or walking on a chore, or even cooking a meal in the kitchen. But of course, if you're driving or cooking a meal, you have to open your eyes. So you put your attention between the two eyebrows. This point is called the spiritual eye. And you sing the two-letter word H and U in a drawn-out breath like this. Heal, heal, heal. After a couple of minutes or more, you will stop singing the hymn and then you remain silent. At this time, you are contemplating, and what you're doing is listening inwardly for the sound of God, or looking inwardly for the light of God, or something may even be dramatized for you on the inner screen. And once that happens, it is God speaking to you, because singing hymn is a hot telephone line to God. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. From all the experiences shared on this topic, transforming your life with you, the most beautiful prayer, what is your parting words?
I would like to say that we should remember that the hue is handy. You can take the hue wherever and anywhere you are going. It goes with you. Like I shared my experience. I sang the hue throughout. When you sing the hue, you feel uplifted, you feel safe. So always sing the hue wherever and always. Thank you.
Ndika, what are your parting words?
Yes, Eckankar, the part of spiritual freedom, gives out the hue to the whole world as a gift. The Mahanta, the living egg master, Sri Clem, wrote a book called The Sound of Soul. And at page 6, he says that the quickest way to put your state of consciousness into the heart of God is to sing hymn. I have benefited immensely from singing the hymn. That I'm sitting here before you, alive and talking, is because I learned how to sing the hymn in the nick of time. And that is how this my physical body was saved from translation of what is called death. It has helped me in all departments of my life. And when you sing it, no matter the faith you are in, it's going to help you in all departments of your life too. And it's also going to enhance whatever faith you have. Thank you.
Thank you. We have come to the end of today's episode on How to Find God, a program brought to you by Eckankar, the path of spiritual freedom. And the topic for today's episode was transforming your life with you, the most beautiful prayer. My guests in the studio were Yemi Egenti and Ndika Mwab. Thank you for coming. Until we come your way again next time, I am Hassan Alphonsus Peter, your host.